Good morning. It is Tuesday, April 22nd, I believe. Back here for another daily shakeup. And today I want to talk about pushing that rock. A lot of times we see images of pushing the rock, and people are often pushing it uphill or they're pushing, and it's usually about persistence and perseverance. But there's some other lessons from the stone, from the rock, from always pushing. And that is sometimes we just need to stop. I got to tell you, I confess. I'm one of those people that just usually doesn't stop, doesn't slow down. I push through. I push through. I push through. I push through because that's what's ingrained in me. And that's often a good trait. And it's nowadays often not. Recently, I wasn't feeling well and I was thinking about pushing through. I wasn't feeling well. I said, oh, this is important. I want to go do this. And it was important. And I did want to do it. And there was this place where I just didn't feel good. And I finally said, you know what? You need to not do this, Jeff. It was a quick talk. I said, you need to just rest. You need to just rest. I remember I was in New York City a few years ago and I bought this amazing picture. I bought like half a dozen small pictures, mostly involving children. I put it in a frame. And one of them says, if you get tired, learn to rest, not quit. If you get tired, learn to rest, not quit. And that's seems like a clear distinction, but for me it wasn't because I was not resting. And I was so afraid to quit, I just kept going, going, go. Somewhere in there was this message about what might happen if I quit, or what might happen even if I rest. And so I want to encourage all of you to engage in some intentional and conscious self-care. Take more time for you. When you're tired, rest. Sometimes say no, even if you've already said yes. People are big on I made a commitment, and I get that. I get that we live in a world where people back out of their commitments way too easily today, but there's a time to take care of ourselves and communicate in a good way. Just say, whatever it is I need today, I need to not do this thing that I said I was going to do. In a world that everything's important, including our own world, sometimes the most important thing needs to be you and me and I, so we can slow down, stop if necessary, rest, recharge, and then get back to the pushing. And by the way, as a side note, if we're always pushing, then there's probably something that needs to be done differently because not all of life is about pushing. That's it. Love to hear your thoughts. Like it, comment, share it with others, and I will be back here soon.